Hello, and welcome to Final Show Films. I'm John, or Taku, as you might know me on Twitter, the executive producer here, and I just want to thank you for watching. It really means a lot to us that people watch, listen to, and enjoy our shows. If you want to help us keep making these shows as fun and lively as they can be, please join your fellow fans in supporting us at our Patreon page at patreon.com/fsfilms or by subscribing to our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/finalshowfilms. It really means a lot to us that the amount of you who do support us continue to do so, especially our $25 plus tier supporters on Patreon. Antitonic, Cat Waterflame, Samantha Bates, Maureen Monty, and Gravine Alexander. Every little bit helps, so thank you to all of our patrons and subs. Check us out on Twitter at Final Show Films and on our website at www.finalshowfilms.com for updates, go-live notifications, and more. We love interacting with you, so feel free to tweet at us or email us at finalshowfilms@gmail.com. That being said, please relax and enjoy.
Right. Why is the Scarlet not being detected?
What? Wait, what? Oh, that?
Yeah. The Scarlet. That same one.
No.
Meep.
Do walk.
You just run your own foot over? Oh, D4.
What?
It's not a D4. Caltrops!
Metal D4. That might be more painful than stepping barefoot on a leg.
Yes, it is. It's a metal caltrop.
What's the matter, do? It's not
Hey, John Cole, can you actually hear stuff? Or have I janked up the whole ordeal? There we go.
The lesson of the day, folks. This is why you run sound tests and camera tests and just generally test things before you randomly decide to pull things online with only half the people at the table.
Probably the tag off of a shirt.
Alright. So yeah, if we're completely inaudible, let us
What?
know. I'm going to fix this camera.
It's a hat box. Or an eye patch. Whatever its eyes.
Not.
His eyes are closed anyway.
It's fine. It's fine.
Okay. We're a bit over loud.
Over loud?
We're not over loud, we're under quiet.
Rudy, I think your shirt wants to eat me.
He just wants to rock.
Okay.
Is that Agritsuko?
Yes. That was a whole bunch of syllables. And by a whole bunch of syllables, I mean a
Nothing
couple
like...
syllables.
The other mics are fine. I'm peaking? Well, that's easy. I can reach over to the soundboard and go boop. And de-loudify myself, in theory.
Moving things just make life easier.
You should watch your grits.
Alright.
I should what now?
You should watch your grits, too.
Agretsuko.
I
I
should.
added extra syllables, I guess. There we go. There we go.
It's on Netflix. I should probably watch
Thank you,
it sometime. There are
JLC,
lots of shows I need to watch.
for helping.
I'm helping.
That didn't help at all. Okay. Alright, well, there's going to be some crummy camera quality. I apologize in advance.
What's wrong with
Nope, you're just imagining the crummy cam quality. It's not actually there. This camera setup is
In
state of the art.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
Well,
state?
you know.
Mississippi.
They're both in states.
There we go. Yeah, well, you know,
I feel
people
like mine's worse.
Mississippi,
always.
Missouri.
What
I
difference
want
does
you
it-
to tread lightly because my mother's family is from Missouri.
So.
I know a lot of people from Missouri. I don't like any of them. I've never. I
Wow!
haven't met your mother's family.
The shovel has switched hands.
My mother is also from Missouri. There.
You may know some quality in some form, and the quality you see is part of the art, indeed. We are a small, independent broadcasting studio, and so.
I wouldn't like it if you lived there.
All right. With on-screen film editing out of the way, I need an eye patch. With on-screen film editing out of the way, welcome to the most serious, the most serious of role-playing games, in which we try to keep a somber mood of horror and psychological terror going.
That's gonna happen.
Well, you see, we're just keeping it light at the intro so that we can create a better dissonance when things go weird.
Sure.
Speaking of weird.
Speaking of weird, on my left we have
John.
we have Invisible John.
I'm Holly. I am Austin. I am playing Sandra. I always forget her last name. Sandra Rosen. She is an
A botanist, arborist.
Arborist?
Arborist. That's a B, not a T.
A tree hugger.
It's Arbor Day, Charlie
She
Brown.
takes trees and she hugs them. And yes,
I'd like to clarify, William. John Locke Cole just said that his mom's family is from
Oh, perfect landing.
but he also hates the place.
I've actually never been there.
Well, it's like I know everyone that I know who is from Missouri and is not there anymore hates it, and everyone I know who lives in Missouri and likes it is a jerk.
Speaking of that, the man with the shovel over here.
I have some very
Is
close
the cat
cousins in
puking or
Missouri.
what?
That's
Do they like living there specifically? Like
Yes.
the state?
Kitty sneak.
Yes,
No?
they
I haven't-
do.
I haven't met them yet, have
Anyway, the man with the shovel over here.
I? Hi, I'm William, and I'm playing Goro Hazuki, member of the security team.
And on my middle right, in the straw hat,
I haven't met them, then, have I?
I'm Zach.
You
I'm playing
might
Yutarasu,
have
the
met.
ship's counselor, and
Well, I-
trying to
that's-
be
that's
voice of
safe
reason.
change.
We'll see.
wearing the Agrutsku. How do you pronounce it again?
Agretska.
Agretska.
Aggressive Retska.
Okay, cool. That is.
Hey, I'm Rudy. I'll be playing as Kyle, the unemployed author.
Unemployed author.
Poor starter artist.
Well, I guess I'm currently employed now.
Yeah. Yes, you are. The unemployment problem has been solved.
For now, at least.
And then in the purple.
If I mean that statement.
Yeah, I'm Stan. I'm playing Duncan, one of the security team members.
Cool.
If you had a shovel, you'd be beaten over the head with it by now.
I'm sure you could try.
Yes. Yes, I apologize. Zach, better known as Craig Bolting.
I mean, yes.
Cracks here?
Except I'm being the voice of reason this time, not the voice of looting.
I mean, there's an amount of reason to looting.
I mean, you've seen what Karazhan looks like.
I mean, yes, that was a lot of money.
All right,
I don't
so
regret a single bit of it.
immersing ourselves back into the game. When last we left off, we landed on a planet, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with this planet at all, and there's absolutely nothing strange about
There are
anything here.
bunnies!
And there are bunnies. There are actually straight up bunnies in space. They're space bunnies. And
But they're not in space, they're in a planet's atmosphere, so are they really in space?
Yes, they're space bunnies.
if there's anything I learned about Space Channel 5, it's that everything that's not literally currently on Earth is space fill in the blank.
What's that anime called?
So basically what you're saying, Space Fox.
Space Patrol Lolico. You need to watch that. Because anything that happens is space, whatever. Space shoplifting.
Space lifting.
Space police. Space everything. It's amazing.
But
Yes.
yes, the planet that has inexplicably no inertia of any format. So, they landed, they took some soil samples. Sandra found that you could grow plants in this soil. And our resident space physicist discovered that the gases have this strange sort of... They're atomically unique. How are they staying on the planet? That's a good question. It has gravity. At least as far as they can tell.
But the atmosphere was kind of a linear cutoff.
Yeah, there's sort of just like a line of atmosphere. It's not like there's other layers. It's just like, oh, we're in atmosphere now.
It's all magic.
But it's got enough gravity for the ship to be orbiting it. It exerts gravitational pull beyond its atmosphere.
But it doesn't seem to interact with anything else in the galaxy.
It doesn't seem to interact with anything else. There's just a sort of bubble, and once you enter it, there's these strange gases, would be the best way to clarify them, even though you can't figure out what they are atomically. There's the green and the gold gases that sort of just float through the air in little blobs. Exactly, John Locke Cole. Exactly. And they don't mix with the atmosphere, but they seem to have unique properties that he has yet to determine. So, you wandered the planet, didn't get lost, followed a bunny trail back to a farm full of people who apparently used to be pre-Civil War American slaves who ended up on this planet somehow and breathed the primarily methane atmosphere.
But that's okay, because our physicist got pulled into a portal and learned exactly how they do it. Kind of.
Well, learned to do it.
I don't know if learning was involved. He just got shoved, he got pushed through a portal, and his pocket watch got hot, and now he breathes methane.
So we don't know.
I mean, like you do.
Like you do. And then the rest of you were going to go meet Garjan.
That's right.
Yep.
Yep.
And so, that's where the four of you were. Cassandra's with
She's with Gallagher.
Galadier. And the door opens, and you see, standing before you, a figure. Tall, slender, completely naked, but also completely androgynous. No features of any kind. Its skin is almost translucent, but has a slightly... They've got spacesuits right now because there's not pressure problems. They're basically in, think scuba gear, wetsuits that protect their skin from the corrosive atmospheres of the corrosive elements of the atmosphere, and helmets with oxygen tanks so they can breathe. We're not nanomachines, but they don't need the pressure. They have pressure suits available to them. They just didn't need them for this planet. And then, as we... so this figure has semi-translucent skin over a sort of pink, cartoonishly colored human flesh, but there's a blue tinge to this sort of transparent skin over it. And coming out of its head are thousands of skin tendrils that have a yellowish tinge to them, almost as this sort of crude mockery of hair. Its face has no mouth. It has a lump where there should be a nose, but it does have a pair of eyes. And its eyes don't have pupils, just blue dots in the center. And it turns and looks at you.
We've been taken to the store. You haven't seen any two things, have you? Oh my god, you showed you.
And so it turns and looks at you.
And
it's just looking at you.
Does it? It doesn't have a mouth?
No mouth.
Guardian?
it turns to look at you specifically when you say the name.
Hi.
It doesn't blink. And looking closer at its face, it doesn't seem to have the capacity to blink, but you notice that that bluish translucent film covers its eyes as well. It's like this whole thing has been dipped in like light blue aspic.
I am Yitarasu. This is my group. We are new here to this world. These people took us to see you.
The woman who had let you in steps into the room now. He doesn't talk.
How does he communicate if he does?
He doesn't. His species are odd.
Wouldn't this be a nice time for someone to have language ASL?
Just start signing and be like, you sign my name, Gora. Shorthand would be that.
Not understand.
I mean, that works. I mean, kind of works too. But yes, we don't know much about him, but when our ancestors got here, this one protected us from the others.
Others of his kind?
Well, others of every kind.
How many have you seen?
Not many. Never more than one. They don't seem to have a society.
But they arrive on this world? Or they
wander it.
Yeah.
They've been here longer than we have. I don't know if native is the right word.
How did you get a name out of it?
Our ancestors started calling it Guardian, but the name got shortened, and it seemed to respond to that. They seem to respond to titles better than names. This one is Guardian, or Guardian. And then there are others represent fury, or destruction, or curiosity. This is the only one who doesn't try to massacre every other living being that we've encountered.
Sounds like
And thankfully, this one is also significantly stronger than the other ones we've encountered. So we don't wander beyond his reach. And we don't question.
How did you learn to get rid of the strange gases? I noticed there was some kind of machine, I would assume, getting rid of them, but was that something your ancestors figured out? Or?
Well, there was an old mill house that was transported with the plantation, and they found that they needed to make a breeze to keep the gases away so they could see.
So, what is that?
What are we looking for?
I mean, at this point, what we're looking for has kind of been blown out of the water because...
Yeah.
What you were looking for
Can the suits communicate directly with the ship for what limited patchy communication we can get, or is that only from the ship that we can communicate?
Only
with the Selkie?
yeah.
From the ship, because
You can communicate back to the shuttle.
But can't... Because I know that we theoretically can communicate with the Selkie, but it's going to be really patchy. Is that only
from the shuttle?
Only from the shuttle? Okay.
Yeah, your suit communicators do not have the strength to do that.
Gora just kind of mutters to herself, man, if I could just get some words out of you.
Where is Garjin looking right now?
He's looking at the last person who spoke.
Was that me?
Yeah.
Because I introduced and everything and talked. I move towards it.
Stares at you blankly.
Does it seem to follow me at all? Like if I move my hand up, does it follow my hand or my face?
It's staring you in the eyes.
In the eyes. And there's no kind of movement on this thing?
Not right now.
Like, even analyzing it a little bit closer if I can, do I even see any kind of movement that would indicate a heartbeat or anything?
Roll me first aid or...
Would that be medicine? Or...
Yeah, medicine.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you have like anatomy knowledge of some kind or biology.
I'm medicine.
Okay.
Ah, 61 of 60.
I mean, you don't see a shudder of a heart. You don't see any chest movement, and that'd be all you can think of for what you can see without doing like a proper...
And nothing like fingers twitching from any of that.
Around this point, your ordeal has gone down with Galadir, and Solace is taking you up too.
Where's Galadir?
Galadir is staying and investigating this portal.
Okay.
Solace seems okay with that.
Right.
So...
And into the room come...
And any kind of attempt to communicate with him, I assume, just gets random techno battle. Cool.
He's in that lovely PC coma.
Yes.
Okay. So you enter the room and you see this strange... It almost looks like a cell-shaded cartoon that's been dipped in slightly blue aspic.
This...
No.
This is one they call Garjin.
Yes. He is our protector. And
Hello, Archie.
has been since we came here.
I'm Sandra.
He does not speak.
I can't...
It's proper to introduce yourself.
I can't make out anything so far as I know about biology about this thing.
Okay. Do you want me to try to figure...
I mean, there's not really that much to...
Any kind of ground you would have could tell us more about the planet. Apparently there are others of its kind that will frequently attack this place.
Others like... She points at Gardner. Others like that?
Yes.
Yes. They are the greatest danger. They are a danger that none of us here can face.
Do they all look like him?
Different colors.
Okay. Do any of them speak?
No. They have no mouth to speak.
And they try to attack you?
Yes.
Do you know how many there are on the planet?
We do not move beyond these farms. It is unsafe.
Okay.
Beyond them, there are the stitched.
The stitched?
What?
The stitched.
And they are?
That doesn't sound good.
Macabre animations.
Are we
Like
talking about...
people stitched together and trying to make something that looks sort of ideally human but wrong.
Yes.
Okay, I don't want to be here anymore.
What the city's correct, then we'll be fine as long as we stay within these perimeters.
As long as we stay near Guardian.
Eventually we have to make it back to the ship, though.
I'm going to try to get what's his face?
Win?
Yes. I'm going to try to contact him on radio. Hey, Win.
Yeah?
How many people do you think can fit on that ship? Is there any kind of life support limitation or weight limitation or something?
I mean, it's not that big. How many people are we... How many people did you find?
A small village. Like, how many people... How many people did I find? I mean, at least estimation.
I mean, you've seen several dozen.
A couple dozen at least.
So, I want you to realize that the ship you're in, the cockpit area, is the size of a small bedroom, and the storage area, which is full of sensitive equipment, is probably about the size of this room. It's about
That's basically it.
Yeah, so you got like a 10 by 10 cockpit and like a 12 by 15 storage room.
Okay.
You have shuttles specifically designed for moving an entire village of people.
I mean,
We have to go back and come back.
back
and
to
go
the ship
back.
and then tell them what we found, and then they could come back and move people.
We've got to just figure out if they can breathe our atmosphere, though.
I'm gonna be right back. Or we'll walk downstairs.
Okay.
Where are you headed?
Out.
Setting over radio.
Out for a minute, she says, and then she turns the radio off. And as soon as she's outside the building, she's gonna pull her crystal out.
Okay.
She's rolled up. Hey, can someone get Card to check Faust's books that I left on the ship real quick? Because we've got something here called Guardian, and I don't believe that's a coincidence.
Guardian. Wasn't that that name of that
Yeah, that was the automaton from our
robot
world.
dude? Yeah. I mean, I guess he could be untethered.
He could be, and I'm trying to figure out if this is him. I don't feel like it's... I feel like it can't not be him. That name is too specific, but I want to see if Faust had any notes about it, and all of his books are on the ship.
It's unlikely, but I'll see what's possible, but... Alright, well, I'll tell Card to get a hand on it.
Thank you. Put the crystal back. Flick the radio back on. Ah, that was a good walk. Okay. And she'll walk back up the stairs.
So, now that you know who we are, you are travelers.
Yes.
Yeah.
We... Well, our ship does originally come from Earth. Why were
No, we
that
came from
was
Mars, didn't we?
Yes. The ship
came
departed
Mars.
from Mars, but it's from... It's basically... most of you are from Earth. Well,
yeah.
Well, most of
Technically.
our parents are from Earth.
most of your parents' parents, yes.
Our ancestors.
Why was it leaving because of some catastrophe or just
It's
overpopulation?
only been 90 years, hasn't it?
It's been, yeah, just 96 years.
Yeah, so theoretically only a generation or two would have gone back from being from Earth.
All of you, though,
Yeah.
Yeah.
several generations. New frontiers, that sort of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of overpopulation, but I mean, you're only moving, you know, a few tens of thousands of people. It's not that much in the grand scheme of so many billion.
World. Yeah. We are traveling to a new world. The voyage has already been 96 years. And
Still a few more weeks to go.
And we
got about another 150 to go.
we're not expected to see our destination for quite a while.
And why did you stop here?
We were stopping here, first off, because we saw this world and it was strange. It wasn't following any of our predictions for how something in space should act. We also figured that it may be a decent opportunity to find whatever supplies this world may have, just in case there was anything that we could use resource-wise. It's difficult being on such a long journey. You have to make use of any kind of material you can. Mostly it was curiosity.
Interesting. Gora, your radio gets a transmission. Yours specifically. I need you guys back right now.
Back to the ship?
Yeah. There's movement out here.
Guys, we need to get back to the ship over the general comm.
Back over the comm. Why's that?
I'm getting a security alert from the ship.
Right.
Let's get it going and see if we can come back a little
Can I
later.
touch an animal before we leave?
We have to move.
Please?
It seems there's
I've never seen one.
something happening to our ship. We're not sure if it's another one of Gargin's kind or one of the Stitched or something.
If it is another one of his kind, you had best just not go back.
There are still people on that ship.
Then they are dead.
Well, we gotta see what it is. I guess let's go to the ship and find out.
We at least need to see what we're fighting.
Yeah, let's see what it is, and then
You've got weaponry?
come back.
Both of you?
I've got
Well,
something.
we're both locked and loaded.
Can I
Yeah,
touch
we're
an
loaded
animal
with
before
little
we leave,
stuff.
please? Especially if we're going to die. I've never done.
We gotta get running. So we start moving toward toward the
Everyone
shuttle-
else is
the
leaving.
shuttle ship.
Please. She's asking.
Just
Your priorities are strange.
Please.
she's strange.
If some of us, I'll say on the comm, if some of us want to stay behind, then
So be it.
If-
yes.
the worst happens, you could at least be there to give them whatever knowledge you can. Give them whatever a head start on this civilization is that they need. If you want to stay behind, that's your choice.
I just want to touch an animal.
I mean, they're just walking around.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I just
What's
we just
around
kinda-
her?
Well, right now you're in a room. You have to go outside.
We gotta leave. We gotta. I mean, we gotta.
Well, she'll
get
start
going
leaving
as soon
with
as we
them.
start.
What's
yeah.
around her?
As you leave, I mean, there are the horses that are the donkeys that are driving the mill.
She'll pet one.
Okay.
Okay.
It's the feel of fur.
Are there the little hoppy things around?
No, there are no bunnies inside.
Let's move quickly.
All right.
Yeah.
So you're heading back to the ship
Head
using
back to
your.
the ship and then I guess we call up the main ship to see.
If you call the main ship from the other ship, though.
Yeah.
I'll-
Yeah, I know. That's what we're gonna do when we get there, just to make
I'll
before we take off.
call
I'll make
up
sure what's going on.
Win. Apparently Gora's getting something on this ship security readings. Stay on guard. Are you there? Win.
Get a red shirt on.
I swear, if you took a nap, I'm going to kill you.
That might not be the least of our problems.
Well, we just move quickly, or
All right, everybody, roll me some listening checks.
Sure.
You're running through this swirling green and gold mist. As soon as you re-entered, you've noticed that your eyesight is again limited to within about 30 feet.
Where's a pencil? I need to mark that I have actually succeeded on this.
Not sure.
Haha!
have a 23, a 25.
Who succeeded? You two. All right. You hear the sound of dirt being moved. That's not you guys. Something off to your left.
Something moving to the left.
Movement left. Gun is trained in that direction while we're still moving towards the ship.
Yeah, or draw a weapon just for the sake of it.
All right. It's keeping distant. You seem to be outpacing it. And after a good 15 minutes of jogging through this mist, the sounds are becoming more and more apparent. The rest of you begin to hear more than just your own footsteps. And
Kind of following us, or?
they don't seem to be directly following you. They're just around you. Mostly to the left, but you begin to hear ones off to the right as well.
Overs.
And then you reach where you're getting the signal from your ship.
Is it just a clearing?
No, the ship is there.
Oh, okay.
Is the gas still cleared out?
The gas is encroaching back in on the ship.
I run towards the deck of the ship and head to the inside.
The door is closed.
Plank isn't supposed to be up. Can I open it from the outside? Like, is there an access panel from the outside to
There is an access panel.
to put the landing
Yeah.
the landing ramp down?
It's dark.
How is the ship out of power? Can I key into that to the radio for that I had signal the frequency that I had from card? Where the hell are you?
No response.
There's no way the ship went back onto the regular channel. There's no way the ship went dark in the time it took us to run here. What the hell happened?
Where's the front, like... I assume there are cameras all around this thing? Are there cameras, like, on the ship to point in different directions, I would assume?
There are, but you can't signal them. They're all dark.
And I take it Wynn's still not responding.
Wynn has not responded.
Alright.
Well,
New plan. What other openings would there be on the ship? There's the main door there. There would be...
There's the storage bay in the back.
storage bay. Is there some kind of way to get the storage bay open?
Duncan, go check on that real quick.
okay.
I'm gonna watch the perimeter, and as she walks away towards the perimeter, flicks her radio off again, pulls the crystal out. What if you get a hold of card?
I'm trying. Something is blocking.
That's not supposed to be possible, is it?
That's why we're in this world, remember? We're literally trying to investigate things that block off Untethered.
Shit.
I think you found it.
Apparently so. I can't get a hold of him when our radio's here.
I mean, if extra-dimensional radios can't reach him, I don't think yours are.
Works really well, whatever it is. Alright, let me know if you get a hold of him.
I will do.
Let's put the crystal back, turn the radio back on.
Part of the harder film where they pick us off one by one.
Alright, everybody roll me some spot hidden. The back panel is black.
That's
by the
why
way.
we stick together.
So we can't.
We'll stick together. We'll be
Yeah,
reasonable about all of
Out of
this.
50.
That's an 80 some odd. That's not going to work.
48 out of 50.
That makes my difficulty check, like my divide by 5 check.
What'd you get?
Which what? Sanity
Spot?
check?
No. Spot hidden.
Oh, spot. It's one of those, okay. 41, no.
And what'd you get, Rudy?
1.
1?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Well, now you just see everything.
Alright, so you two see movement at the edge where the gases are moving around. You, however, catch a glimpse of what looks to be a person with alabaster white skin wearing torn fragments of farming clothes that's rapidly moving in towards the ship.
Right. What is that thing?
Turn.
Directly at it.
You see something moving. It hasn't. The things have covered back up right now. You can't see it right now, but you see something moving.
I start the charge on the railer.
You shoot.
I'm like tightening on the trigger, just waiting for it as it approaches.
All right.
I'm just gonna wait to see what it is.
All right. So the two of you got guns out.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and just go ahead and call out, not on the radio, but just if there's some kind of way to amplify my voice more on loudspeakers, just as loud as I can. Back away, we will use lethal force.
All right. You're about to see something. How about everybody roll me a sanity check real quick?
Is there any bonus for those who are awakened because we've seen these things before?
No, you haven't seen these things before.
Okay.
Item.
Yes. I made it fine.
If you, you
All right, I'm good.
fail.
Okay.
11.
I got a 12.
No concern.
Yeah.
What is it when I roll all zeros?
That's 100. That's a
That's
critical
100.
failure.
You die.
She descends into a blathering mess.
She turns into a bunny.
I didn't do great either.
What did you get?
89.
Wow.
So who didn't make it? Just you two?
Yeah, I think so.
34 out of 70, so.
I got 11.
Nice.
All right. So before you, you see what comes through is what looks like was a person at one point, but it's been stitched. It looks like it was taken apart and then reassembled, but not well. And instead of threads, there are thorn vines that appear to be growing through parts of its flesh, stitching it together. And they're still wriggling and moving and twitching. The thing had clothes, and it looks like whatever disassembled the clothing along with it. And so it'll have a sleeve left on one arm and then reattached to a shirt. But the sleeve hasn't been reattached, it's just holding onto these thorns that have actually sewn its shoulder together.
Okay, so this doesn't look like Stitcher's work from the other world.
No.
Okay.
And as these vines and things grow, it looks like the thing is being propelled by the plant matter, not by any of the muscles in the body. And so it hurls it, like the vines will twitch and its leg will move forward.
Mm-hmm. It's being puppeteered.
It's being puppeteered by a
the
rose
plants inside
bush.
the plant. I shoot it.
All right, roll me some weaponry.
Does anything happen to me?
You are you've developed a new phobia. Everyone else takes 5 points of so everybody who failed takes 5 points of sanity damage. You have a phobia and you are unable to act.
Do I take
47.
5 points of sanity?
Yes.
47 out of my 80. Or
Yes.
46.
Thank you, sir.
You hit it.
Alright, so railer damage then.
Oh, yeah, you've got the proper railer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's 5d6.
Okay.
I'm
Good to
sorry,
know.
What'd you say? I'm unable to move?
Yeah, you're unable to do anything because you're just staring at this thing, trying to figure out what it is, and
Okay.
it is offending every sensibility you have.
So, okay. 5d6 then. Nice.
You're never going to be able to look at vines the same way ever again.
Wasn't a great roll,
It's a
but
good thing she doesn't work with plants!
Yeah! Yeah.
12.
Go ahead and roll me a d6.
6.
All right. You blow the thing's head off.
And it's still moving.
It does not seem to impede it that much. Like, and I don't mean off. I mean, you just... also, you all hear a massive crack as a piece of metal the size of a small marble was just propelled at 6 times the speed of sound and disintegrates this thing's head.
Still going, though.
Right.
Does it look like it's moving towards anything specifically?
You.
Me?
Like the group. The ship.
The group?
Damn it. Center mass, Duncan.
Okay. I'll try to split the legs. Do a low shot.
Groin shot?
Yeah. 45 out of 50, yay.
Alright, roll me a lot of damage.
A lot?
Yes.
What, is it 5d6?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's...
You have got, like, combat grade,
18.
you know, 3 centuries ahead of us tech. 18?
18.
Yeah, you blow the thing's hips out and it falls on the ground.
Okay.
And keeps trying to crawl forward.
It keeps trying to crawl forward. Thankfully, you've dissolved enough of the legs that there doesn't seem to be anything left there.
If I get another chance to shoot before it gets to us, I'll try and blow out this torso.
I want to see what electricity does to it. Go ahead.
Pity your biologist is down right now.
Yeah.
You do notice as this thing is shambling towards you,
I mean, I guess medicine doesn't really help nearly as much
medicine
as
does not
biology
help
would.
in this case.
Like, as it's being pulled along by the rose bush inside of it, I'm trying to aim for center mass in the plant matter.
You don't know where the center mass of the plant matter is,
Yeah,
but
that's
you
fine.
do notice that as this thing is crawling towards you, it's rapidly losing speed.
I'm trying, like, if it's prone on the ground, I'm trying to aim for, like, across its torso to try and cover as much of its mass as I can.
Okay.
Which will be 38 of my 80. So
38 of your 80.
36.
Yeah.
Right.
You can roll some dice. You're probably going to blow the thing to pieces.
It's not roll garbage on this 5d6 this time. That's not garbage on this 5d6 this time. 11, 15, 19, 22.
Yeah. You disintegrate the rest of the thing's torso, and there's not much left.
I'm assuming it stops moving at that point?
Yes.
Good.
Like, the lower half of this thing's legs might still be salvageable. And maybe some hands.
Okay.
You hear a lot more shuffling. I would like to remind you that you just caused 3 massive sonic booms.
Yeah.
Well, if anyone can get that ship open right now, that'd be real appreciated.
Does the person look like it was one of the people from the plantation, or was it?
You gonna look at the skin?
Yeah, just.
Do you have first aid? Or you really need biology here.
Biology.
The thing is gone. You're free to move again.
I mean, I got first aid, but you want to? Well, I just want to see. I mean, what was the skin? You said it was alabaster. It was real bright white.
It's drained white.
So, but it doesn't look like it was.
You're not super familiar with dead bodies.
Sure, I am.
You're not super familiar with bodies that have been drained of all of their fluids and then,
Well, I mean,
had bushes grown in them.
Was there like a little bit of melanin in the skin or not? I mean,
it's hard to tell.
because it could have been removed.
I'm going to be
I just wanted
like over with Sandra, basically, like, I guess trying to help with general panic. Like,
it'd probably be safer
However I
back
can.
over near Guardian, and we can find out some more information from the plantation people at this point. Because we'll find out, where they bury their dead or anything like that. See if these are some of their folks brought back by this.
Okay. All right. Well, this is gonna sound weird, but she needs to get this done right now. So she's just going to what's your character's name right now?
Mine?
Yours.
Okay.
Kyle. So over the group comms, 'cause that's the only way she's got to contact you right now. Kyle, pull out. We need to plan.
All right. All right.
What?
So both of us are going to plan Untethered.
All right. So you go to leave, and
we're stopped.
You're stopped. You can't leave.
Damn it. Okay, we need to get back to Garjan now.
Make a rush. Just
Focus on your breathing.
Roll me psychoanalysis.
can we?
29 out of 95.
You may make another sanity check.
Can we just pick her up and run? I mean,
98!
You're still freaked out. Like, you can do things, but you're still freaked out.
My sanity is 85. I should be able to roll under it.
Well, it's 5 less now, but
Oh, it's 80. I should still be able to roll under that, though.
yeah.
Move back to the
Yes,
village.
let's
I
go.
think we need to go back to the village. You and I take point and just keep firing forward. Whatever's in our way, just
Yeah,
keep.
anything
just
that's
run
in our
over.
way is getting shot. Yeah.
Yeah, and these guys have to
Go ahead and roll me, like, half a dozen weaponry checks, each of you.
Okay.
Get back here. Well, I know I've made it.
Is there any kind of way
Yeah,
to...
68.
Like, how do the suits
16.
heal?
We had a 4.
Like, can sound just go through the
46.
suits easily enough?
Yeah.
Or...
So you
3.
there are speakers on them to hear ambient noise around you. Like, it's a little bit hard to hear
4 out of 6.
otherwise.
36. I made
but-
all 6 of mine.
Yeah. I only
You
got
can't.
50% because I put it too much in.
I have 80% on my
Yeah, that's what I
firearm,
thought.
so
Yeah.
And I'm guessing these weapons are loud enough that there's not really any way to block out the sound of that.
Oh
No.
no, we're not. We're not even trying. We're just moving
I
forward.
was referring
through
mostly
whatever.
towards the person who is quickly developing PTSD here.
Well, you just have to pick her up and run. Or one of you guys. Has
I
to,
can move.
okay, she can move.
That's
Okay,
fine.
You can run, let me tell you. That's something you can definitely do.
Let's go. Yeah, please.
run back toward the bunnies.
I made all 6 of my shots.
I got 4 out of
All right.
6.
You run. As you run, the security guy's on point. You blow. What are you aiming to destroy them? Or are you aiming to stop, like just slow them down?
I am primarily aiming to basically separate
down.
them from motive function. So lower
Okay.
torso.
Yeah.
As we go, I want to, I guess, just take some piece of the one that got blasted apart just to get a little bit of the plant matter.
All right, let's
A little bit
attack
of
piece
flesh.
is going to be some leg.
Yeah, a little bit of flesh, a little bit of plant matter.
All right.
Just so we can analyze that later if we have to.
You rush back. It's a tense. So you got out here in about 15 minutes. You get back in 7.
Yeah, we're primarily aiming for gut shots, like lower
Yeah.
spine, torso.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything to put them down. and
You
just to, so
you
we
knock
jump
legs
over.
out. Basically, if you see movement, you shoot. You don't see a whole lot of body because you don't let yourself.
Right.
And as you rush into the clearing that is the village, you see Solace standing out with her blade out.
We see some things back there.
Yes.
I
Are
take
they-
it Guardian will help keep those off, or does he leave those to you?
I can handle those, but Guardian will make sure.
It seems that our ship, for now, is
Locked down?
Out of
not
commission.
usable anymore.
Yeah, it's out of commission right now.
We're not sure of the fate of the one on board,
2.
but
Card
When?
was on that ship.
who?
Atsuo Card.
We can talk about this later. We can talk about this later.
Unless he
You
creeped
wouldn't.
off.
We can talk about this later. For now, And now we can get inside. We can get to safety.
Kyle, around here, can you...
We'll
try.
I'll go ahead and start moving inside, definitely keeping a very close eye on Sandra.
Now that we're in this clearing, can we untether?
You try and you feel not like you're being blocked, but like something here is holding you.
Mm-hmm. It's probably going to make it hard to...
You notice that you don't see any people moving around here anymore, and that as you get closer, you see on the other side of the village that Guardian figure is walking around. It moves with a sort of grace, but there's also a perfect efficiency of motion as it walks around the area. And Solus stands there. You're going to stay out here. Just in case. I don't trust you yet to be in the bunker.
Us?
Yes.
That's fine. We can stay
Good
out
enough
here.
for me.
Of
She
course.
draws,
We can
she,
stay out
she
here.
draws her
Yeah.
combat knife from her boot.
They usually know better than they come into here, but sometimes they get reckless.
Yeah, I'll be ready.
How much more charge do you have on yours, Duncan? As she checks hers.
That's I should be out.
I would advise...
No, you've got the backpacks right now.
Okay, right. Yeah. Okay, that's right.
I would advise not using those unless they're absolutely necessary. We don't know how long we're going to be here and when we're going to need those.
That's why I've got a knife. How much charge do we have left?
You've probably got another good dozen shots, each of you.
Yeah, conserve your ammo. Do you have any? You have stun baton, right?
Yeah, I got
Make-
stun baton.
make good use of
I'm
that,
gonna-
see how
I'm
they
gonna
like
try-
shocks.
Yeah, I want to see what that does to them. Yeah, I use a stun baton.
How does that charge? How does it charge?
The stun baton?
The stuff that they have?
The backpacks had to be charged on a ship.
The stun baton itself also has to be...
The stun baton's got enough stuff to... Worst comes to worst, it's a club.
Okay.
But it has like an electrical charge, right?
Yeah,
Sort of.
you can zap
I
things,
I
but you've got
I can-
plenty
I
of
can-
charges
I can-
of that. So, I take it you were not successful.
Well, we took a couple of them out, but no, our ship's been locked down.
They will be stitched back together.
How
The
so?
ones we dropped.
Presumably, they will be fed.
Is it the plant life that possesses these things, etc.? I mean, were these once your ancestors or something that were? I mean, where do these people come from that they stitched together?
The fools who thought that
Turning
coming
off the
here was a
speakers
good
on your
idea.
suit. I think you have enough to focus on already.
You gotta give her a bunny.
That's not going to work.
It might.
Clearly, you know not the power. I'd say out of character.
I mean, yes, he doesn't know the power of the bunny. There haven't been bunnies on the ship for 90 years.
And if there were, we ate them. She goes back into a funk.
So you can still hear the shuffling, but nothing has come into view.
So is there any kind of plant killer that would get rid of these little rose bushes?
Not that I am aware of.
Man, wouldn't it be nice if Weed Killer could kill these things?
Yeah.
Only if you get the extra strength.
So,
Do you happen to know anything about how these plants work? I look at the small bit of leg that I grabbed. Would this be dangerous to still have on
Once
that
you've
person
taken
you
out
wanted
the
to look
core,
at.
once you've taken out the core, they are done.
All right. We simply wanted to.
The core
Study
exists
this.
where it implants.
Is that uniform for most of them, or is it a different place?
They have to enter in through a hole.
So somewhere in the
What has to enter in?
I am not sure. But
either a notable laceration or any of the primary orifices.
well, the easiest way would be to go in through a place where it would be rather unpleasant to have something shoved up.
I mean, yes.
Right.
And the core stays in that location.
Yes, always aim for the hips.
Good to know. Lower central mass.
There you go. Yeah.
The weapons are loud, by the way.
They are. 6 times speed of sound makes that noise.
They.
Speed of sound?
They are
Sound
designed for essentially having as much range as possible. When you were able to deflect one of those shots, that's not something that normal human reflexes would allow. I think that perhaps when you went through that portal, when you were taken here, that it's...
This blade was forged by Garjin. It has this in it, she says, pointing at the gases in the exit.
That explains why it stopped that thing with no impact.
On impact, it can halt all inertia.
But
You know about
even
inertia, but you
your
don't know the
reaction
speed of sound?
times...
Yes.
Inertia is simple Newtonian physics. Newton existed back then. The speed of sound is something that wasn't commonly known or commonly really cared about until far later when we really cared to study it. Newtonian physics existed around that time. Irrelevant to the main point. What I'm curious about is the fact that it also seems that you're able to react to things incredibly quickly, faster than a human would be able to.
It is a gift. That is why I am the protector of the village.
You specifically?
Yes.
Was this something that Garjin did, or...
He gave me the blade when the previous protector died.
So it's part of the sword then. Good to know. Stay near you when they start showing up then, I guess.
I would stay away.
I think she has to have a lot of space to...
Stay mostly away from him. She says, pointing at Garjin. You do notice that he has a chain in his hand that's connected to a large green ball.
That's probably got some sweeping arcs. Okay.
And you notice that the ball is green. You notice that her blade is gold. In a similar manner to the gases of the planet.
Did those two wait, green was the methane.
No. Methane is colorless.
We couldn't identify the green.
The green and the gold are
identifiable.
Not atomic. Don't have atoms.
They specifically don't interact in any way, do they?
No.
They have opposite properties. The gold stops all motion. Green grows heavier as it moves. Once it starts moving, it is unstoppable, unless it is stopped by the green.
So, okay, so we have an unstoppable force and immovable object thing, only it turns out the immovable object wins.
That depends on how fast the unstoppable force is going. You've never seen two of the Kratori fight.
The Kratori?
That is what we call them.
Hopefully we won't have to.
Have all of the beings still stayed?
They're staying back. You can hear them, but they're not entering.
Could you imagine a bullet made of that?
Well, they've offered us this protection so far. The least we can do is aid them however we can. And right now, that may just be at least sharing our knowledge. Perhaps that could be a reality. Who knows?
Are you still just holding this leg, by the way?
I mean,
Is it?
I'm not holding it.
Okay.
But, you know, mag rounds.
It's specifically not in eyesight of.
Okay.
But, you know, mag rounds made of that green material that apparently build inertia. Or build momentum.
Build mass.
Build mass, yeah.
Which would also be building momentum.
Yes. But it's very specifically...
Like, specifically the way that it builds momentum is actually more important than the fact that it builds mass, because theoretically mass can change at relativistic speeds.
Yeah. It's weird.
It's the fact that it's maintaining... It's the fact that it's breaking conservation of momentum that's
Yes.
crazy.
Just like the other one is destroying
Conservation of
energy.
mass can theoretically be broken, but, well, kind of. Kind of.
And then we got one that just removes energy.
Yep.
So make a weapon out of one and an armor out of another.
If you could plate yourself in that golden energy, theoretically no attack could penetrate. Unless it was made out of this green stuff, apparently.
It looks like we are safe for now.
Let's go back out.
You said you had people.
Yeah, there are two more that are missing now.
They'll run the ship, but we don't know if those things got in.
Apparently there were two on the ship.
But they're going to be made into those now, she says, pointing out into the mist.
Well,
The ship
knows
was sealed. There's still a very good chance that they may have
Shut the doors.
sealed it beforehand and then cut the power so they wouldn't be attracted to it.
I'll find out if I figure out if that's what was gone. It's a long conversation that you're not going to be able to understand.
Please, we can have this conversation. It's a conversation we need to have, but for now, let's get somewhere inside.
I want to stay out where I can shoot stuff in case.
Of course. There are donkeys, chickens, cats,
Is there someone
Dogs.
with her?
cows.
Someone from this planet with her or near the animals?
They are all bunker dump.
So she doesn't know what any of these are called.
You probably do,
Oh, okay.
because you've studied biology.
Yeah, I was the biologist.
Are there bunnies?
There's a couple bunnies about.
She's gonna pet a bunny.
Can I try to catch one?
You have to catch a bunny first.
Just gonna catch a bunny.
Roll me bunny catching.
Survival,
I don't remember taking that.
Survival?
Or
I don't know.
raw dexterity?
I don't know.
You don't even know how to approach a bunny.
Well, she'll learn after about 50 or 60
I mean,
chances.
they're fast. I'm just gonna try to tackle one. Gently.
And hope it's
Sure,
not.
roll me
Dexterity.
stealth, but it's hard. Roll me your half stealth to sneak up on one.
That's not gonna be big. Yeah, no. No, stop rolling high! I don't like you! Sorry. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What's wrong?
Anyway, so yeah, you try to sneak up on the bunnies, but they seem to hear you. Maybe those giant ears they have.
Fine. She's gonna go pet a kitty.
Kitties seem perfectly content to be pet.
I'm gonna kidnap a kitty.
So since Sandra seems to be okay with animals and stuff, is there some kind of way to specifically talk to one person over the comms?
Yes.
I'm going to go ahead and, with good old Gora. So, you said that Atsuo Okard was on board.
Yep.
How long have you known?
Since we left,
And you told nobody because?
because he asked me to.
And why did he ask to be on board?
Because he knows the same things that Kyle and I know that you will not be able to understand if I explain them to you.
I can understand a lot of things.
You really can't.
Try me.
How's your study on multiverse theory?
Well, I know about the general ideas of it.
Throw it all out.
Well, typically speaking, there's plenty of people who... There's some amount of scientific conjecture of this idea that when events occur, that certain parallel universes can be created, that probabilities collapse into one particular universe that exists or does not exist.
Alright, I'm going to lay this all out for you in as plain speech as I can, and you're going to call me crazy, and I'm just going to accept that fact. All of us in this group, which is part of why it caught my attention and part of why Card has to come along, are people who are called Untethered, which means that we don't belong to any particular world in the multiverse of different worlds that exist around out here. The two of us that have awakened to this fact right now are currently me and Kyle. My father, Faust, knew it as well, and is part of the reason that I know it. And apparently every single time that we come back into one of these new worlds, we have to figure that out all over again. So, you're going to call me crazy now.
Roll me psychoanalysis.
Was this something that... I don't think I have to roll psychoanalysis to know exactly what I think of this. But a 5.
Alright. So, this man,
Woman.
Yes.
this human,
Yes.
has clearly lost the ability to distinguish between what is made up and what is real.
Did I get... Because I'm guessing this story also didn't come out during regular psychoanalysis things, even though I gathered the general paranoia.
You gather general paranoia, you've determined that this is paranoid schizophrenia.
Did I know anything about Faust, like, at all? With...
You had no reason to look up Faust's files.
And I didn't know that she had any relation to him, or anything?
I mean, you know that was her adopted father, but you weren't...
Okay. So I knew about that, so I probably would have associated that with trauma over experiencing the death there.
Presumably.
So... Right.
Like I said, you weren't going to understand it even if I told you. Kyle can tell you the exact same thing.
I'll ask him about it then.
Also, point of note, paranoid schizophrenia is absolutely grounds for removing someone's position.
Yeah, I know. But
I mean, the position you're in, yes, I'm aware. I'm just letting you know.
yeah.
But where we are now, you
Because
can't
right
really do
now,
much.
crazy or not, he's one of the two trained. She's one of the two trained with weapons, which can be useful here, but also dangerous. But we also have another person. I'm weighing all these decisions in my mind.
Yeah.
We probably also know that between the two of them, she's probably the one who usually wins in a fight. Just because both of her weapon skills are higher trained.
Also, with
Well,
your psychoanalysis,
You're better at weapons, I'm better at hand-to-hand.
My roll is 95.
you're slightly concerned as to whether or not Etsuo Akard would actually have been on the ship, or if that's...
I mean, yeah, no, I'm absolutely doubting that.
Yeah, because that...
So, would...
Because that would require Card to have the same level of, like...
Yeah. And would Etsuo Akard say the same thing as well?
If you asked him, and he was of the right mind to believe that it's time to get this information out into the air. But he's probably smarter than I am, and would realize, yes, you're going to call me crazy, and would probably have other reasons to weigh against that. But, you know, at this point, it's a matter of whether or not we're even going to make it back to the ship. So I might as well say it, and when you end up awakening, I'll say I told you so and hand you the letter that Faust gave me. There's the end of that sentence, by the way, the letter that Faust gave me that you might have picked up on.
And what exactly is this letter?
I don't know. Faust gave it to me and told me not to hand it to you until you awakened.
To me?
Yep. You specifically.
When did... Do I remember at all when he died?
I mean, you remember. It's been a while, though.
At least.
How old would I have been?
How old are you now? You're what?
31.
31? So you would have been...
It was about 13 years ago.
Yeah, so you would have been... You would been finishing up studying psychoanalysis, but you wouldn't have had a chance to sit in on anything.
Got it. Writing out some kind of a warning about delusions there. Do you have the letter?
It's always on me.
Perhaps I could see it.
You know what? Sure. For all I know, it'll do the trick. And I pull the letter out and hand it to you.
I'll take it and read it.
All right. You read the letter. It says, Yi, or Dave, if you remember that. Let's not mince words. It then has a series of very odd and strange numbers, phrases, and equations, and as you read them, roll me a sanity check.
This isn't a good sanity check, is it? Maybe it's a good sanity check? I don't know.
Find out.
31 of 70?
Alright, your brain begins rushing, and you realize... Oh wait.
He was crazy too?
You remember things.
And at the end of the letter, after all of that weird information, it specifically says, she's under your protection now because I'm not around.
So I've awakened?
Yes.
Do I get to say I told you so?
By the way, this whole process was like a 10-minute ordeal. Like, you were reading it and you couldn't stop.
Do I get to say I told you so?
I get to say you're crazy. Just so happens that I'm crazy too.
So I did tell you so. can't pull out, by the way.
I try to reach for the tether.
You find it. But you feel like there's stuff here holding you.
So we found our target.
Somewhere. I just don't know. I don't know if it's a good thing that we can't pull out, because what if we die and can't pull out?
Don't die then.
Yeah.
So, I'm guessing. So, that card was on the ship. Couldn't even contact him with.
No, we tried with the diamonds. Apparently, whatever is doing is blocking not only radio transmissions but diamond transmission.
Interesting.
Do we start showing that letter around since apparently it worked? I don't know.
It worked for you. You don't know if it would work for other people.
The letter was specifically addressed to me? I'm not sure. Basically, everyone who isn't Elrin keeps saying it's a bad idea. So, I'm not sure.
Faust was the one who understood everything, but he's dead, and I can't pull out to ask him.
So, Faust isn't here in this world.
As that last bit of the letter runs through your mind again. She's under your protection now.
Yeah. I just wish Galadier was awakened so he could throw a whole bunch of logic and long words at this, so at least I wouldn't have to think for a second.
He's the other one who knows how to awaken people, aside from Dad. But he's also not awakened!
Well then. This makes things interesting. We definitely need to look into that portal. I think it... I'm worried about trying to awaken Galadier, but I think he's the next person that we should, because if he can study that portal should tell us a lot. Ruptures in space and time tend to be useful.
Well, currently it's you, me, Kyle, and Card, wherever he's at. Assuming he's still here.
Interesting. Just the one letter. Is it still incoherent to me, or
What?
the letter? Like you said, when I first saw it, it was like equations and weirdness.
Oh no, it's still that. But as you read it, you feel like each thing pulls at something deep within you.
Yeah, it's something that my subconscious is reading.
It reminds you of reading the bits of Strafonio's journal.
Interesting.
I'm trying to, sorry. I'm trying to get to that
But
point.
the diamonds do at least still work for...
I can, at least last time I tried, I could still reach out. I don't know if you have your diamond on you.
Well, last time I tried to find the diamond, I could find it on me anyway, so...
Yeah, you find
Great.
one.
That's really convenient. May as well share the news here, though. I'll go ahead and try to use it.
Reach out. Oh. Gora told me you weren't awakened yet.
Yeah, and then she handed me a letter. I guess I've got Faust to thank for that.
Right. Faust and Galadier mentioned they had a trick. She said Galadier's not there, though, right?
No. I was the only one awakened so far. I would assume this letter is probably targeted. But
Well, I don't know, because I wasn't aware that you could just wake somebody up like that until they came back.
yeah, I wasn't really aware either. So I'm guessing you don't know anything about it at all.
Wish I did.
I'll pull my own diamond out. Is Faust there already, or is he still technically in the pool? Because I guess he's playing out his timeline differently than we are.
I don't know. Theoretically, he should have returned here when he died. Card's not here either, so I can't get a hold of him, but theoretically he's still there.
So either possibly trapped?
Maybe? I don't know.
We might just have a rescue mission on our hands then. Let's see. But yes, wanted to make sure that you knew. Well, first wanted to check the diamond, then wanted to make sure you knew that I'd awakened.
Alright. Be careful. There are ways for Untethered to die, and I mean, stay dead.
And it seems like this world is full of them, yes.
Well, remember the big one is Ethivores. If an Ethivore kills you, you're gone.
This one has a lot of Ethivores, and I can't untether right now.
What do you mean you can't untether?
We can't.
I
pull
can't
out.
get back to that world. I can't get back to the wood.
Oh, we've never encountered that before.
I can feel the tether, but I can't get back there. I can't pull on it. I'm guessing that means anything will kill me. That's how I'll play it so far.
Yeah, that sounds like a good go-to.
So I'll try not to die.
That's a plan.
Right.
Fortunately, Faust died before we got anywhere near here. So theoretically, he should be fine. But I don't. If he's playing out his timeline differently, then theoretically, the point at which he dies is the point at which we all get out. His own timeline.
Could also be that he...
I wish Elrin was here to at least pretend he understood what was going on.
Is Elrin not there?
Elrin is stuck.
Yeah,
Oh,
Elrin's
right, yeah,
Pyro.
Elrin's
still
stuck
in
with
the
Pyro.
original
Right,
world.
yeah. Elrin's stuck with Pyro.
Yeah, Elrin can't leave until...
Because this campaign's all happening over the entire course of a single second when he told us to awaken.
Yeah.
Every campaign until we get back there is taking course over that second.
Yeah. Real 10 second.
So,
I suppose... Keep going as we are. Can you get in contact with us is the question here. Because if you can't get in contact with Card, I know we can contact you, but I'm not sure if the reverse is true. So I'll just try to test that.
sure. While you're on this one, Agora, your diamond begins to warm.
Well, it works. There's that at least. Alright.
I don't know what's different.
Update us if you can on anything regarding Card.
I'll do. So while they're having that long conversation, you're petting animals?
She's on kitties. She's kidnapping a cat.
What are you doing,
Carrying
Kyle?
around with her.
I'm not sure right now. Just, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go check on Sandra.
Okay. You find her. She's got a kitty.
Hello. This is called a cat.
Hey Lily, you want me to stand into the
They're
cat?
Oh, she's going towards him. They're very soft.
Oh, I see.
Except for the teeth.
I see you're
Do you
feeling
want to
better.
pet her?
Sure.
Wow. No, you here. I'll hold her. You pet. Gently, see like this.
It's
And
very,
don't poke
very
the face. They don't
soft.
like
Yeah,
that.
shedding and
And don't pull the tail. They really don't like that.
Did you?
Is that how you started?
You just see scratched down her arm.
You don't have. You're in a sealed suit.
Oh, well,
That's
never
right.
mind.
You're still.
You see scratched down the suit.
Thankfully, it's tougher than cat claws.
Don't pull the tail.
All right.
Or the whiskers.
I'll let you do this. Turn my head into the camera.
That's a good idea.
I had to fully examine the cat.
Please don't do that to every animal you visit.
I've never seen one before.
Try that with a donkey.
Say as you make that motion with the cat.
Try pulling the tail of the donkey.
Like what's her name from Despicable Me with the stuffed unicorn.
Yeah.
It's so sorry. I think I'm going to keep this cat.
Meow.
Uh,
What?
well,
Beast?
I don't know.
What? I've already named him and everything. He's mine now.
Okay.
Skuzix?
I'm not gonna try to stop you.
How are you?
Concerned?
I'm just trying not to think about the thing that I saw. Animals are a good distraction.
Okay.
Because the more that I think about it, the more I start losing my sanity, so I'm gonna stop.
Keep doing that. Please don't go insane.
I just had to find a good distraction.
Just don't pull stuff on the bigger creatures, please.
It'd probably be a bad idea. This one's pretty tame. They seem to just like to sit there and be pet.
What's that little vibration thing that's going on?
It's the motor.
It's motorized. Is there an artificial cat? I guess they have a motor in it.
Yes, it buzzes when you pet it.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Start petting it again and really notice that, oh. Interesting.
Yes. I would like to take one back to the ship if we ever go back to the ship.
I don't think
I'm sure,
Cats are fuzzy!
I'm sure eventually we'll figure something out.
Uh-huh. She's using animals to distract her, right?
Yes, I mean, valid tactic. All right, so you two are you've discovered animals, and what are you doing, Duncan?
I'm just watching the perimeter, see if anything moves out there.
Okay. So, after a good 20 minutes, you finally stop hearing the noises, and Solace sheathes her katana and goes and opens up, goes back to one of the buildings and unlocks just what looks like a giant barn. And everyone goes out and they start going back to work.
So they're planting what, corn and
Corn is the
cotton?
primary. Primary crop, but they also have some cotton, and then they have a variety of other fruits and vegetables. There's a couple fruit trees. There's plenty of tomatoes. There's some peanuts.
Are there any weeds growing amongst all the things? They
No.
have to go weeds.
No weeds. No weeds. No grass.
That makes it a lot easier.
Yeah.
Because most of your time in the spring is just weeding out stuff with a hoe.
Well, you don't know if there's seasons here.
Yeah.
There's
okay,
no sun to orbit.
Okay. Well, yeah. I was like
Like,
the
you know-
corn is different rows of corn in different
Different stages.
Stages.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
Where's Garjin now?
He's returned to inside.
I'm going to talk with Garjin, see if...
So, like, it's Garjin, right? As far as we can tell. Like, the automaton from our world.
Probably.
The nature of defending things, very robotic. What color Garjin had a blue crystal.
Yes. Garjin
A
had the
strange blue sheen to him, and Garjin had a blue crystal.
Like, it seems accurate, right?
Certainly. I'll see if I can get anything out of him. I'm not sure what I'm really expecting, but the least I can do is try.
What was the phrase? I am not broken?
That was for Guahake. Ekleo Garjin may sound sane,
I
but
want something not broken.
yes.
Because Garjin was gnomish for not broken.
Yes.
That was why Tarn named him that.
Yep.
So Tarn named him
Yeah. Remember?
Before he was
Yes, because
Melodious.
that's the name. I'm sorry, I forgot.
Which, ironically, he was Melodious and not Tanar.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it was Tarn and Tanar.
Well, they were given their elven names and their human names, and Melodious went by his human name, Tanar went by his elven name.
Interesting.
But Tanar took after the human side, and Melodious took after the elven
Psychopathic side.
Yeah. Regardless.
Yeah.
You, okay, so what is the group doing?
I'm going to try to see if I can speak with Garjin again.
Alright. You go into where he is, and he is, again, just standing there.
Is there anyone else?
Nope.
I guess Goro will follow you at this point.
Anybody else? Are you staying with the animals?
Yeah, I'm just gonna observe how they grow things.
Okay. Roll me...
She's trying to distract herself.
Roll me biology and botany.
Okay.
Biology for the animals, botany for the plants. Not that you have any skill in botany.
Okay, 12 for what biology was first.
Mm-hmm.
I still made it though. 86 out of 90 for botany.
Alright.
Good thing you rolled biology first.
Yep.
So, you begin studying the animals, figuring them out. You have a basic idea of mammalian anatomy, but you're getting to see it in practice, feeling rib cages and stuff like that. As far as the plants, you're noticing, again, the sort of interesting lack of diversity. Also, these plants aren't respirating normally. Plants normally respirate carbon dioxide. There's not a significant amount of it. There's only what these... from what you've counted after being here for a little bit, there's about 100 people. 100 people is not going to respirate enough carbon dioxide, especially as little oxygen as there is as in this atmosphere anyway.
Especially because methane is its own chemical compound.
Yeah, and so these plants seem adapted to absorbing methane and using it to respirate. Which is weird.
Yes, that is strange.
You also notice that there are no non-food producing plants here. It's like the ship, which
Except for the cotton.
yeah, but it's still a good producing plant.
Yeah. It produces something useful.
It's like the ship, but you would suspect that on a planet there should be weeds and stuff, but there aren't. Not that you're used to weeds as it is, but... the two of you go to see Garjin. What are the other two of you doing?
I'm just gonna meander around and talk to the workers.
Try to chat with locals?
Just chat up, yeah. See what kind
What about you, Kyle?
of things they do.
After seeing that Sandra is doing fine, I'm gonna go back to these two.
And they're going up to Garjin, so you're going to go up with them?
Yeah.
Alright. So go see you guys first. You go up to Garjin.
Oh, we have a third now.
Oh, good.
Hi.
Hey.
You're good.
Pleasure being here.
Is it really though?
Well,
You know what? At the very least, it's what I tell myself. Whatever.
That we're all crazy. And this is
I'm
all
not in
massive
this for
crazy.
myself. I'm not in this for myself.
All right. You go upstairs and you see Garjin standing in the room.
I sort of walk over to him slowly. Does he look at me at all?
No.
You saved my life once. I don't think I ever really properly thanked you for that.
He turns to look at you.
It was against
Roll
Dren.
me sanity.
20.
All right. You push aside voices in your head.
Okay. It was against Dren. I don't know why I decided to fight him. I guess I was just feeling a little too heroic. When the meteor hit me. I don't remember what happened after that, but you dragged me away. When I woke up, you were carrying me to safety through a flooded tunnel.
Roll me... What's the dexterity in this system? Is it just dexterity?
Just dex.
Just dex? Roll me your dex at fit.
That's not gonna be good!
Let's see how good your reaction time here is.
On an 83!
Alright. You don't even have time to think as his arm jets out and grabs your shoulder and then pulls your bag off of you. You have a bag of your basic supplies.
Yeah.
And he wrenches it off of you. His hand may as well be a steel rod for all that you can fight against it.
I don't.
Okay. He reaches in.
I kind of reach around and get my arm out of it and I go ahead and hand it to him.
He reaches in, pulls out the medications and the things that Tarn had given you, and crushes them to dust in his hand, and then drops them.
Right! My boss is Tarn! Oh, I hate my life.
Like I said, was it really good being here?
Life is good until I remember that Tarn exists.
Best realization.
What were those medications?
I suppose there's no real reason to keep it secret that I have mild schizophrenia.
Is it mild schizophrenia, or was it you trying to awaken?
I don't think so. It was always figures, shadowy figures, just on the edges of my vision. Sometimes voices, but...
Oh, did we get a moth?
Like, what's she talking to?
I think a moth flew through the window.
And that syringe... You okay there?
Pardon me, so we're cracking up off screen.
Yes. But that syringe there was supposed to be a sedative in case it got worse. When I was on the ship, right before we left, I saw... There was... I heard voices in one of the abandoned rooms. Duncan heard them too. He had investigated, and later I investigated on my own, and I saw this figure. It was like an invisible figure, but shown off by the dust that there was. A child reached out, and there was something there behind you. There was something there, but At the light.
No, it's like...
In that light, yeah.
If you want to close the window.
I mean that too. But I gotta find him first.
Alright.
But yes.
No, that's not.
And
that's not
I-
one. That's not one.
You might have gone back out the window.
But it...
I doubt it.
Right. But I assumed it was the same sort of schizophrenia getting worse, but it may have been hints of what's here,
So
hints
that's
of trying to
that's
awaken.
Sort of something that we're looking for here, isn't it?
Yes. Duncan saw it as well.
So maybe it's not being crazy.
It's definitely not.
It's not paranoia if something's actually after you.
I've always been of the philosophy that just because it's in your head doesn't mean it's not real. Now that's doubly true.
She got it. She's throwing it out the window.
What's Garjin doing now that thing's been crushed?
He's returning you. He held you back. He destroyed your pills, too.
So Tarn had some influence over those?
You can't give a nod, can you? Does your neck even work that way? Tekka doesn't know. Do you?
Garjin has always been eccentric. I guess that's not just our world.
Can you write if we get you like pen and paper?
His arms don't really seem to be moving with any kind
Use
of
the
grace.
term harass and see if he jumps.
Shh, shh.
Inner voice.
About 3 players at the table. So.
When you untethered before the fight with Pyro, then, did you know? I don't know where you were at that point.
Or is yours different like Tarn's was? Because Tarn isn't like an untethered, he just kind of crosses.
Trying to figure out a way to...
I mean, can we get him pen and paper? Maybe he can write something out? I don't...
I try to offer out of my bag.
He continues to stare at you.
That's what I figured. Does he blink?
Nope.
No, he doesn't have eyelids.
He doesn't have eyelids. He's got that weird film. It just goes over his eyes, too. Like I said, it's like he's been dipped in aspic.
Do you have any way of communicating? We're all supposedly untethered. I don't know what we can use.
Did you already talk? Did you already... Who's currently...
Aaron.
Did you talk to Aaron about this?
That's a good question. Pull out the diamond. Hey, Aaron.
Yep.
Does Garjin have a, like, particular way of communicating that you know of?
I've never met the guy.
Right.
Which means
He's
if
not-
he's there, he hasn't been through here to get there.
And if diamonds, no other diamonds, it means he's not one of them, so he's not going to have something that we can communicate directly with there.
I would again like to emphasize, he's there. He got from your world to this world.
Yeah, so did Tarn.
Yeah. That's not normal, but that's stuff we kind of want to know. Well, that makes 3, right? Him, Tarn, and that Guahake.
Yeah. Where's Guahake in this place, if he is in this place?
I don't know if I want to find him or not.
Problem is, he's usually the guy who's got something that answers the question we need.
We'll see. But when a group untethers, would he have to be some special non-untethered for him to be here? Because he was in that world. If he had untethered the moment Pyro attacked, could he... as I hear...
Do you need to go save your girlfriend from the...
No, she's kill a moth.
No, she's trying to get rid of one.
Okay, you can kill a moth. Maybe.
Why does it like to like me? I don't know.
Anyway.
I have a large object. 1 second.
And then another that passed.
You gonna attack? He has a broom over there. Might be better than a LARPing sword.
Yeah. She caught the one and threw it out the window, but anyway. Now she's... No. So,
So you were saying?
tell him to step left for...
So
yes,
it's just
right
a...
for no.
So it's just a totally... He's just totally featureless. Save for the hair and the
Got
nose.
hair and eyes and the bulge. There's no nostrils or anything. It's not really a proper nose.
Knowing now that he's a machine, or could be a machine, give him another once-over, see if it seems more mechanical than anything.
Are you gonna touch him or not?
Yes.
What? Do you have any anatomy or biology knowledge?
Do I have biology or...
That'd be sciences.
We would have to be specific.
Yeah.
I
No.
really just have to have
There's a
that.
biologist in the party.
Who?
No, Lily, come back. I need you.
Who right now is trying to...
Who right now is playing with cats. In both senses.
I need you.
God.
Darn it.
Right.
You can go and roll medicine though.
Yeah, I'll try medicine.
Since you're touching
to
it this
the
time.
extent that I can.
No, you can go talk to Sandra about whatever you need to talk to if you need to.
3 out of 60.
Alright. Human vital signs are out the window.
Yeah.
Though he exerts warmth,
Like, does this
and there's
feel
like if you
flesh
feel
even?
so when you touch it, it's jelly. You know those? Imagine if you took raw iron and coated it in that sort of whatever that gel that sticky hands are made of. It's that.
Is it sticky?
No.
Okay.
It just has that weird sort of give to it.
So, looking at Guardian, do you know if Oaxaca is around here?
He just stares at you.
Honestly, I don't even know if he was responding to anything I was saying, or if it just took him that long to figure out that Tarn's influence was in that bag.
We can't get back to the ship, so we can't talk to Tarn. Which, I mean, good thing and bad thing.
Can't believe he was my boss.
Just toss it.
I was laughing the entire time. Like, every time I realized that.
Can't believe he was my boss for over a decade. Okay.
Sharp
whatever.
nails. You're my visual.
Alright. Anything else you got to you're gonna try to ask him or figure out?
Any other things, if I can see how he reacts at all?
Doesn't seem to react to much. There's definitely motion under his skin. There's definitely something going on inside of him. It just doesn't seem like anything anatomy-wise that you could determine.
Do I have... So I have that little thing. Stethoscope kind of thing?
Stethoscope it?
Do I have anything stethoscope-like? See if I can hear that at all.
You've got a first aid kit. There's not going to be a stethoscope in a first aid kit. That'd be something you'd have to you'd have to have your biology, all the biological assessment equipment, which is on the shuttle.
Okay.
Hey, Guardian,
Let's go get it.
do you think you might be able to craft more of those weapons that you and your Guardian, your chosen Watcher, have? Because we might be able to make use of those.
He turns and stares at you. Like, just stares at you.
Like, say one of these, and she sort of, not in any aggressive manner, but like pulls her combat knife and holds it out sideways. No?
Does he look at the knife?
Nope.
Communication's a bust.
Yeah, any form of communication would be useful.
That's about the old Guardian, though, so
Yeah.
to be fair,
It's accurate.
at least this one doesn't have to clean up broken tables.
I was amazed at how fast he did that, by the way. I looked away and it was back.
Well, it seems Guardian's definitely a craftsman of some sort. At least from those weapons and from that.
He fixes broken things.
You have tools to make these weapons.
Put the knife away.
Stares at you.
Can you show us how you made the tools?
Just stares at you.
Do I even see that green flail in this room? Is that green flail even here?
Yes.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, it's over in the corner.
I point to it. How did you make that? No response?
Keep staring at you.
Alright, gestures don't work either. That's
Nothing short of telepathy is going to work around here, apparently.
another thing I'm curious about now is that portal, I guess. Let's see if we can figure out anything about that.
Yeah. I guess that's our next step.
C3 are going to go to the portal?
Yeah.
Alright, so what are you doing?
Should probably try to go find the others after a while. After a while of observing. She's still carrying the cat, by the way.
What about you? Yeah, you're talking to people. Yes, let's talk to this. Let's have you talk to people. I forgot about that. Do you have any charm? Actually, no. You're just trying to get. You're just trying to make a first impression. So just
You have intimidate? No.
roll me your appearance.
Appearance?
Your appearance.
Where's appearance? That's over
APP.
there. Yeah.
Not the greatest.
No.
It's his version.
Make a first impression.
Make a first impression twice. Okay. 54 out of 35. Nope.
Okay.
Anyway, I walk up and start.
You walk
chatting
up
with
to
somebody.
just to somebody who's farming.
Yeah.
He seems leery of you. You are the strangers who come here.
Yeah, we just kind of passing through. Just wanted to find out more about what you guys are doing here.
We are farmers.
Yes.
We grow food. We make clothes from the cotton.
But you don't have seasons. You just have,
Like, you know what a season is either, to be fair.
I guess I wouldn't. Well, I wouldn't have.
No, you've never experienced seasons either.
But okay, we have. I wouldn't have done anything with in the.
Like you've heard of seasons.
Yeah, I mean in the literature and stuff, but.
Yeah, but it's one of those esoteric.
But essentially, yeah. But if everything is
like to you, this isn't that weird. You're used to going to the botany, the arboreum, and
yeah, right, and just pick at any time of the year.
yeah.
Is a year even like a solid concept? Like we just
Years are a thing. You
every
have years.
365 days.
You have
every
years,
6 months,
months, and
every 6 months
days.
we just move yeah.
Yeah.
But the idea of any cycles based on the year is basically just
Or the moon or the
365
sun.
days.
Yes. We know that this is how long it took the Earth to go around the Sun. Whenever we get to our new planet, we'll redefine what a year is.
Wow.
Or possibly do some slow transition over the last decade of getting there.
Who knows? It's
Well,
not
that's fine,
something
that
that has been a top
Yeah.
priority.
Well, just so what do you guys do for fun after all your work is done?
Well, hold dances, we have fairs and festivals occasionally, we have a variety of games.
Let's see.
What do you do for fun on your... You have a sailing ship.
Yeah, pretty much.
Does it
What do
not
I
get
do for
cramped?
fun? I don't know. What do I do for fun anyway? I don't think I do much of anything myself.
Go to the bar and shoot things. At the,
That's right, I do.
Shoot things at the bar.
You do a whole bunch of
Shoot
stuff
things at
that
the
you
bar.
don't remember.
No, yeah, that's right. I just target practice and goofing off in general.
There's movies and stuff.
Yeah. Hmm. So,
Why do you wear that? He says, pointing at your helmet.
I can't breathe this atmosphere.
Cannot breathe.
Cannot breathe.
Like underwater?
Yeah, kind of like that.
Do you... So you always wear that?
No. Just here on this planet.
It is different on your ship.
Yes.
I would like to see this ship.
I would, yeah, I would too, but I don't know if I'm going to get there again at this point.
Your ship crash landed.
I don't know. Our main ship might be leaving without us. I don't know if we're going to get power into our other ship. We got a smaller ship that came here.
Oh.
We need a big ship, a little ship. The big ship may have just lost the little ship and a bunch of us. But we don't... We're still trying to figure some things out yet.
We heard legends from our ancestors long ago that were carried across the ocean on a large ship.
Yeah, that was back in on the other planet
Yes.
a long time ago. I've never seen that planet.
Then where do you come from?
We come from that planet. Our ancestors came from that planet.
How long have you been on the ship?
Ever since forever. I mean, I was born on the ship.
You were born on the ship.
Yep. It's a long trip.
Indeed. It makes my ancestors' trek seem short.
Yes,
Though,
very much.
hope your conditions must be better.
Well, we're going, different places. Farther away.
Well, I wish you good luck in your journey.
We'll see if that will continue. I might have to learn how to farm cotton.
It would be interesting to have new people.
Mm-hmm.
There are not many of us. But as safe as Solus keeps us, it would be nice to not have to worry about the dangers. Anything else?
Has there always been this many people here? Or, I mean...
Well, when we first arrived, there were only 20 of us.
Mm-hmm.
It was hard at first, but growing plants was what they knew. Keeping the animals. They took to it very well. The soil here is very good for growing.
Strange.
And then they had families, and we have grown since. But
I don't know enough about genetics to go into a deep-rooted conversation on why they might need new people around.
And he definitely doesn't know. I mean, you might actually, because you've had an education. Your character knows as much as you would on genetics.
That's true. Yeah. Well, I was had some kind of.
You've had a modern education.
I mean, that's a pretty roundabout way of asking someone out, but...
Yeah, I mean, I'd have to check the place out first. Anyway, if I see them walking through toward that other detail, I might just kind of follow them and see what's going on.
So you have a cat, and you are actually walking up right as they're leaving the room that Garjan is in. Both of you.
Ah, Sandra, what
is that?
What's that?
It's a cat.
I've seen pictures, but...
Do you want to pet it? It's really calm.
Here, have some dog hair.
And when you pet it, like vibrates.
Yeah. It's very soft.
If we ever get back to the ship, I want to see if I can keep it.
Oh boy.
I have to run that past a lot of people.
We also have to get back to the ship at some point.
We will. The cat's a good distraction. I've already named him. I want to keep him.
What'd you name him?
Danny.
What does the cat look like?
Roll me.
What's memory gonna be? Intelligence? Yeah, intelligence.
0. 0, 0. That's 100, isn't it?
100. You remember nothing.
Like, I even forget how to breathe for a second there. That's breathing. That's breathing.
So, there's got to be something else on this planet, right? Like some kind of structure or something existing somewhere.
I'm not sure. Actually,
some kind of thing on this planet that we're looking for. This can't just be a gas ball.
hold on. Actually, Sandra, we were just wondering because we were trying to figure out anything we could about our extraterrestrial friend, Garjan. I'm curious. I'm sure you would be a lot more knowledgeable about trying to figure out what it is.
What he is? Or, well, yeah, is.
Trying to figure out anything we can would definitely be
Everybody
helpful.
has referred to Garjan as a he, regardless of the lack of any sort of...
Yeah.
What it is, like, genetically?
Genetically, biologically, if biology even applies. The more we know about him, I'm sure the better off we can be, at the very least, just for curiosity's sake.
We can figure out how to establish some form of communication.
I mean, I've basically done enough to figure out that he's not going to be hostile as far as any kind of analysis of figuring out what he is.
Do you want me to go now and try to figure it out?
Whenever you're comfortable with.
I mean, I anything for a distraction from what we
Yes.
just faced.
Yes. I think it would be an interesting endeavor.
Yeah. Yeah, I can do that.
You
I'm
want me-
taking the cat, though.
We'll bring the cat along here.
It does seem to be
I've wanted to see
quite
an
nice
animal
around
my
you.
entire life. I'm taking the cat.
He does seem to like you.
Yes.
Right. So you go in and roll me...
Poke.
Step 1, roll me biology.
You didn't know Sandra in any of the other worlds, right? Sandra's new.
No, we met Sandra in our first world.
You met Sandra in the first world.
Sandra
She traveled with you
traveled
briefly.
you guys for a little while.
Right.
Until you got to the new
Yeah.
country.
She's from Shadowrun.
And I made that. That's
She
35
she
out of
appeared
70.
wearing a graphic tee with a butterfly on it and she had a scimitar and a pistol.
Her. Okay.
Yeah. So
She also had a thorn ring that she could turn into a giant magical whip to lacerate her enemies with. You notice she's wearing a ring that looks like a rose.
Yeah. So yeah, she did like travel with you all the way like across the ocean on that journey and whatnot. So she was with you guys. I don't think he would know her because she was gone by the time.
I don't think I.
Because you were.
He was from the island in the middle.
I mean, you saw her briefly before you guys jumped into the pool, like in the woods between the world.
Yeah.
But right, she's gonna go poke guard.
I just missed the last session of Mage, so.
Yeah. Biology?
35 out of 70.
Alright. So, there's not biological function in what you're used to. Roll me chemistry.
I don't have
Well,
chemistry.
Oh, you don't have chemistry? What other sciences do you have?
I have
After
botany and
she leaves
astronomy.
over the local
Astronomy.
communication.
I don't think astronomy
Okay.
is going to help me with.
Is that the awakening? Is that just like lingering fragments of the awakening? Or
So-
have you just literally never seen a cat before?
What do you mean?
Like, we've seen cats.
So, remember though, your memories from other worlds are
dreamlike.
phases of a dream.
Yeah.
So, like, you certainly have seen a cat before, but it's seeing one in front of you is a different experience than remembering.
Gore's been awakened for a long time to filter through those
But
memories,
even as
whereas-
such, like, again, it's the difference between
It would be-
I saw a cat on TV versus I'm holding a cat for the first time
yeah,
ever.
and like
So, like, the sensations of everything would be incredibly dull. You'd be able to remember
yeah.
experiences.
But she's had years to acclimate, whereas you're very fresh.
It doesn't seem to matter the amount of time, though. Like, when you awaken, it's there. So, as far as you can tell, biology does not seem to be as relevant. It's... You don't know... Roll me...
Astronomy?
Is engineering a skill of any sort? What would be...
I have. I'm not there, but I.
But, like, is any sort of, like, engineering or...
There's operate heavy machinery. There's mechanical repair.
Yeah. Roll your mechanical repair.
Sure.
You can always roll, what is it, 5% chance?
10.
10%. You can always roll under a 10.
I rolled a 12.
Oh, wow.
Getting close.
You might know enough to know that Gora knows more things about machines.
So, this reminds you of an engineering problem. You'd really need somebody who is skilled in knowing machinery and engines.
You do know that Gora knows that stuff.
Do I know of anyone in our group that knows that?
You heard someone mention Card? Card's dad was chief engineer of the ship for a while.
Yeah, but Card's not with us right now.
But yes.
He's probably dead.
But, and the other person in the group who, I mean, Wynn knows engines pretty well.
And they're both dead.
No one in this group was specifically chosen for engineering knowledge, so you don't know.
Okay.
You do have a
Is
call.
Gora with her?
Gora was heading for the portal.
Yeah, they're heading for the portal. So.
Okay, over the comm thing. Does anyone know, like, engineering?
Do you speak
Is
up
anyone
immediately, or?
good with engineering?
I mean, I'm a half decent hand.
Would you mind coming back and checking out Guardian?
Sure, I'll take a look.
Okay.
Alright, roll me engineering.
That's Guardian.
Machine repair.
I'll go with you there for that.
52 of my 60.
Roll me biology.
That's the one that I'm not going to know.
You've got a 1. You can roll a 1.
Between the two of us, because I can roll biology.
That's a 95. I don't know anything about biology, but I know machines.
Can she check out the machine part and I check out the biology part?
So the problem is it doesn't work exactly like that.
Okay.
You know, when she's talking engineering, there's crossover that's hard to understand. So, like, there's, from what you can tell, when you listen closely, there's definitely elements that make it sound like there's some sort of internal combustion going on, like rocket fuel.
Hey, rocket fuel.
Are you?
The atmosphere being made of rocket fuel would be a guess, but you're not sure how on Earth rocket fuel would power biological functions.
I mean, you were always weird, so I mean that makes sense. But you see, no, that actually makes a lot of sense now that I think about it. He runs like a machine.
But it's biological enough that you don't have any of that matters.
Yeah. Like he functions like a machine made out of squishy bits.
An odd description, but
I'm not a biologist.
I am.
Check mark.
I'm more of a botanist.
makes sense considering you would work with botany.
I mean, I really wanted to study zoology, but we didn't have any animals on the ship.
I mean, true. This would be where I'd like to step in to be the person to try to do a psychoanalysis, figure out if it thinks more like a person or like a machine. But
that if it thinks. Alright, let's go check that portal out.
Alright, so you're going to check out the portal? Alright, and it seems like a good time for us to stop. So we'll check out the portal next time, especially when we have our portal expert, who's been studying the portal the whole time.
Now you're thinking of portals.
So yeah, say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Farewell.